Hello and welcome back to Pennies and Salt. I am Megan and I am so glad that you are here. See my laundry basket back there? It's real life. So today I am just going to give you an update as our grocery budget challenge has come to an end. That's right, January is not over, however it's close, and our grocery budget challenge actually started the last week in December, and so because of the way our paychecks fall, it ended yesterday officially. So I am here to give you totals and tell you how it went and if it will continue and what our grocery budget may look like in the future. So, okay, so as far as totals, first of all, did we or did we not make it? Okay, so our totals were, we had, I won't read off every single one because I'll pop up a picture that shows all of the running totals. But basically, between Kroger, Misfits Market, Walmart, yes, all the little tiny trips for like $3.53 and everything, our total ended up being $392.54. So we barely slid right under that $400 mark, but we did make it. Now that my pantry is almost completely bare, so we will definitely have to spend more than $400 this next month because we are out of a lot of staple items, and those staple items tend to cost a lot more. So things like olive oil, coconut oil, you know, all of those little things that add up a lot. So we will not be continuing with another $400 challenge or budget for the month of February, but I'm going to try my best to stay at or under 500. So, and I will be sharing with you my meal plans again for this next month. I will be sharing some money saving tips, some more food ideas, as well as my grocery hauls and things like that, just to kind of keep you guys updated. And a lot of people have asked about recipes and just the other things that I have mentioned. So that will continue to come. So our goal is just to kind of keep this. It is a challenge to us because we are, if you don't know, we are a family of 8, and our grocery budget includes household items as well. But what makes it a little bit unique is yes, we have 6 kids, but they actually are homeschooled. So all of our budgeting includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks, and anything else in between. So, and we do not eat out very often. It's very, very rare, actually, that we would eat out, but that would come out of a different budget. But even still, I'm going to talk to you about what's coming with that, but that is not going to happen very often at all. So the reason for this, number one, is because it's just being money-wise, and it keeps me accountable to stay on our meal plan and not spend excessive amounts of money on food, which is so easy to do. So if you were to go through your bank account, it's actually quite astonishing. I guess it was 10 years ago, this coming February. Yes. So, cause I remember our class started on Valentine's Day. So we joked that we were taking a financial aid or a financial class for our Valentine's Day. But my husband and I, 10 years ago, when we were pregnant with our first son, signed up to take Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. We went through the whole class. And it was so eye-opening and so life-changing. And so we really decided, being debt-free, we want that freedom. We want to be able to do that. And so we worked so hard. And we had, just because we made terrible choices as teenagers and college students, we racked up a ton of student loan debt. Like, I'm talking a ton. A ton of student loan debt, consumer debt, because in college, you have a credit card for emergencies, and when you're in college, you have a lot of emergencies, which really, of course, are not emergencies. You just don't want to eat in the cafeteria like your meal plan that's already paid for does, so you want to go out with your friends to eat at like McDonald's at 1 a.m. and, whatever, college life. So all that to say that when we first got married, we were not in a good spot financially, and we did not want to continue that pattern. So we learned a ton. Like I said, it was very eye-opening and life-changing. So we continued with the whole debt snowball and all that kind of stuff. Had no consumer debt, had no car debt. And we basically had student loans and our home mortgage. And it was feeling good. But we were still very cautious and frugal, and we're just plowing right along. As time went on, our circumstances changed, and we really felt the Lord pressing upon our hearts for me to stay home and homeschool our children. So I was a public school teacher for almost 8 years before I decided to stay home at the time with my 4 children. So I was pregnant with my 4th, and right before she was due, I just was so overwhelmed with the thought of paying so much in childcare and everything that went along with me working, and none of our kids were school aged yet. So the amount that we were going to be paying a month in childcare alone was almost my take-home pay. So basically I would have been working for my benefits and for grocery money, and it just, the stress and everything combined, plus just the Lord pressing upon our hearts for me to stay home, it just wasn't worth it. So we took the leap of faith for me to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, and it was an absolutely wonderful decision for our family. It's definitely not a decision we regret. However, the problem is that we let go of a lot of those financial principles that we had learned and held on to so tightly up until that point. So what happened is you slowly start to fall back into old ways when life gets busy and you start focusing on other things. So our finances didn't get as much focus, and so long story short, we ended up getting kind of set back. So there was things like a car accident that totaled my van, and so I had to get a new vehicle, and it was very unexpected and it wasn't saved for, and so we ended up having to finance my van, and it's just things like that. So all that to say, we just really are at a point where we're like, okay, we just need a refresher. We just want to refresh our hearts, refresh our minds. We have all the knowledge from where we went through Financial Peace University before, but we just really wanted the heart refreshment part of it, just to get our hearts and our heads in all the right place. And so our church actually offers Compass financial classes. So this is the book that we are reading before we start the class, just in case you are curious. There's a glare. There you go. Your money counts. All right, so Compass Financial, it uses a very similar system to the baby steps in Financial Peace University or Dave Ramsey's system. However, this is extremely biblically focused. Like, basically, it deals with the heart issue behind your finances. It's really good and really convicting so far. So far, I really, really recommend this. If you guys are interested, I'll kind of like recap some of this as we journey through these classes. But so far, what we have read in this book has been really good. Really, really good. And like I said, it really deals with kind of the heart issue behind your view of finances, and not even like your view of debt. It's not even the debt part. It's your view of finances overall. One of the things that he says in here is that, that, and it's so true, and I don't think that it's done on purpose, is that the church does a great job of teaching about tithing your 10% or giving your offerings, but it doesn't do a great job of preparing you or teaching you or guiding you and leading you in what to do with the other 90%, and how to be stewards, good stewards in your life with that other 90%. So that's just kind of a glimpse of like where this is going with your heart. There's also just this really awesome, like this is really, I just wanted to share this part that I read the other night where it was talking about, it's talking about the Crusades. So I just want to share this one part. It says, when the Crusades were being fought during the 12th century, the Crusaders employed mercenaries to fight on their behalf. Because it was a religious war, the Crusaders insisted that the mercenaries be baptized before fighting. As they were being baptized, the mercenaries would hold out their sword out of the water to symbolize the one thing in life that Jesus Christ did not control. They had the freedom to use the swords in any way they wished. Today, many people handle their money in a similar fashion. Though they may not be as obvious about it, they hold their wallet or purse out of the water, in effect saying, God, you can be the Lord of my entire life except for my money. I'm perfectly capable of handling that myself. That is really convicting, and it's just a really intense picture. And so I'm super excited about this. So that is where we are. That's my little update. So our goal for February, like I said, is to stay within a $500-ish budget. I'm not going to be insanely strict, because if we go over it by like $20, whatever. But I am going to use cash, go back to using cash. That's another thing that I let kind of sit by the wayside, but it is so helpful just to have that visual. So, but the way that we do that is we do half at the beginning of the month and half at the middle of the month. So yeah, so we will try to stick with that $500 budget. That's our goal. You can follow me along. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. And I am so happy that you joined me today, and hope to see you on future videos. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment box below, and have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.